The Dodgers have made a trade. What does it mean? Who is it for? Is it something, nothing, or everything? I have everything you need to know about the player the Dodgers have just acquired and why they made a trade. Also, Kiké Hernández undergoes surgery. How will this impact whether or not the Dodgers bring him back? Clayton Kershaw offered a job with the Dodgers that he rejected. All that more coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade. We got it, Parade. The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series.
Tony starts the 50-50 clock. Monkey magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone. Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is Dodgers Dugout Live with your host, Doug McKain.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain, credentialed member of the media. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. A reminder that today's episode of Dodgers Dugout Live is brought to you by GearUp.LA, the Dodgers Nation official merchandise website. You got the Let's Ruin Baseball t-shirt, the Mr. Geektober t-shirt, lots of awesome stuff, too, to celebrate the World Series. You're going to find it over there at www.gearup.la. I love this one, the greatest of all time, the Yama shirt for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the CK3K Clayton Kershaw t-shirt. Lots of amazing shirts over at GearUp.LA. Also, this episode is brought to you by the LA Sports Report. That is my new show and my new channel about all LA sports: Dodgers, Lakers, Rams, Chargers, UCLA, USC, Kings, LAFC, Galaxy, Sparks, Angel City FC. If they're talking about the world of LA sports, we're talking about over there. Lots of Dodgers content over there. I do live breakdowns of stuff, and we're doing a giveaway too. Going to give away that Clayton Kershaw 3,000 strikeouts bobblehead. If you want to be eligible, we already hit 3K in just a couple of weeks, so go comment laser or CK3K if you want to be eligible. We're giving away one here as well. But there is so much Dodger baseball to get into. It's a Monday. It's the off season, but it's always time for Dodger baseball. It's time for Dodgers Dugout Live, and there's so much Dodger baseball to get into, so let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
All right, so the biggest story in Dodger baseball is that yesterday it was reported that the Dodgers had made a trade. And it's not this big blockbuster trade. It's not this huge, massive, Mookie Betts offseason trade, Trey Turner, Max Scherzer. No, it's not that level of trade, but a trade is a trade, and they don't just make moves and transactions just to make them. There was a reason why they did this deal. So let's break it down. So the Mariners and the Dodgers, they had each announced that they had made a deal, and Seattle is acquiring left-hander Robinson Ortiz in exchange for minor league right-handed pitcher Tyler Goff. Now, I did speak with Goff briefly, and he is going to be on tomorrow's show. So excited to have him on, learn about his journey and his reaction to the trade. So stay tuned tomorrow for Dodgers Dugout Live in the morning. He is going to be joining us on tomorrow's episode. Now, none of these guys have big league experience, but the trade is about the Dodgers wanting to clear a spot on their 40-man roster. So that's why the Dodgers made this deal, because Tuesday is the deadline for teams to set their roster as we get to the Rule 5 draft, and Friday is the non-tender deadline, and that's going to make it a very busy week as far as transactions go around Major League Baseball. So 10 days ago, the Dodgers selected Ortiz's contract to the 40-man roster, but the Dodgers have now jettisoned him to Seattle. Now, the Dodgers, after the move, have 38 spots filled on their 40-man roster. And right now, Ortiz is a guy that was just not a part of their future. He turns 26 in January. He's been with the Dodgers for his entire professional career before being dealt yesterday. And numbers-wise, between the 2020 season that was canceled due to COVID for minor leaguers and having several injuries, Tommy John surgery being one of them, he's pitched just 22 and 2/3 innings in a 5-year stretch with the organization from 2020 to 2024. Now, in 2025, though, he started to get back to his normal routine and pitching a little more consistently compared to what he had been pitching in the years prior, where he had been dealing with so many injuries and so many surgeries. And he did look pretty good, a 2.73 ERA and a 28.3% strikeout rate in 59 1/3 innings. He pitched at 3 different minor league levels. He debuted in AA and AAA, so he's climbing up there. His pitch mix, a slider-sinker combo, going for punch-outs, and the issue, of course, like most minor league pitchers, really is the walk rate, a 13.2% walk rate in 2025. So, look, that is not a number or a pitcher profile that was going to be anything more than probably a depth piece for this organization at best. And the Dodgers do this because whether it be free agency, whether it be guys they want to protect, they're always going to be in a roster crunch because they're always looking at the margins of their roster. I mean, look at Ben Rortvedt last year. Everyone's like, oh, who needs Ben Rortvedt? He played a critical role for the Dodgers down the stretch in the first couple of games in the postseason. It's not always about the top of the roster. The bottom of the roster is the difference. I mean, look at the World Series. Miguel Rojas making $4 million a year, 287th highest paid player in the league. He's the guy who hit the game-tying home run in the 9th inning. I mean, the list goes on, right? I mean, anyone who thinks that the Dodgers just, front load their roster with superstar talent and that's why they win the World Series, they don't know ball. And make sure you remind them that every chance you get. And just look at the Michael Busch trade, right? You trade Michael Busch, a guy that was blocked at his position at first base because they have Freddie Freeman. And what they do? Well, they traded him for Jackson Ferris and Zaire Hope, guys you didn't have to have on the 40-man roster. And they have developed into top prospects for this organization and some of those best prospects in all Major League Baseball for a guy in Michael Busch that you didn't have a spot for. Look at a guy like Gavin Lux. You trade him for Mike Sirota, who has continued to improve and emerge in this organization. We had him on the show last year. I'm excited about the progress that he's made. So these moves, whether they catch the attention of the fan base as a whole, that all depends. But the truth is these moves are relevant because as time goes by, you start to hear these names and they start to climb their ways up the rankings. And either you start talking about them as guys that can be depth pieces, guys that can be future players for this organization, like Zaire Hope has continued to be mentioned in groups of guys that could possibly make that leap and actually contribute to the big league club one day, or guys you can use as trade pieces as well. So if the Dodgers want you, there's no such thing as a random Dodger. I always say that. There's no such thing as a random Dodger, and I believe that's going to be the case for Goff. Now, let's dive into him. So Goff was a 9th-round pick for the Mariners in the 2022 MLB draft. He posted a 4.66 ERA in 125 2/3 innings, pitching at A-level Modesto in 2023 and 2024. Did start 32 of his 33 career games, and he did have Tommy John surgery in 2024, and that has kept Goff out like we see in Major League Baseball, right? It shouldn't shock you, especially this organization, Andrew Friedman and company. They do not shy away from pitchers that have had major arm surgeries because they almost feel like it's a part of the job, right? It's a rite of passion, an occupational hazard, right? What does Billy Beane say? There's 2 types of pitchers out there. Ones that have had Tommy John surgery and ones that will have Tommy John surgery. And to Billy Beane, I will say, hey, Billy, Clayton Kershaw, it's all over. I can say that he went his whole career without Tommy John surgery, and I love to say that. So it doesn't happen to everyone, but it's very common, especially in an era where you're throwing max velocity and you are just trying to be as nasty as possible. So he had his Tommy John, he had his TJ in 2024, and the timeline that he's on right now, it should have him back and ready to go for spring training in February. So it's not going to set him back, and I'll ask him about it tomorrow when he's on the show. But more on Goff is that, it's about creating that room, and we'll see what happens on Tuesday for the Rule 5 draft. And the truth is, when you look at some of these players that are in these positions, and he was eligible to become a minor league free agent after they added him, and then by adding him, they didn't lose him. So really this is about the fact that they added him so they could actually get a player instead of just losing him, because you could have had a chance to go and enter minor league free agency. So there's another example of the Dodgers doing the small things that lead to big results. And they have a lot of guys that when you stash them down there and they're going to be exposed to the Rule 5 draft, that ultimately other teams are going to pluck them. We saw Varland a couple years ago. We've seen a couple different examples of this organization trying to maintain their talent. And the Dodgers, they added him to that 40-man to just make sure he did not enter minor league free agency. And since he's on the 40-man roster, the Mariners, they have to keep them on their 40-man roster, so there's no option for him to go into free agency. So, this is a good move for the Dodgers. It really is, and we've seen, like I said, last year trading Gavin Lux, trading Michael Busch a couple years ago. They're always going to need some rooms in the 40-man roster. The club is always at capacity, and the fire marshal is going to be like, hey, like, what's going on here? You better make some moves. So that is the story with him, and Fangraphs has him as a 35 value player. He's 22 years old, still a major project, and we'll see what comes of his career. But any trade's an exciting trade, and I'm certainly excited to talk to him tomorrow. Okay, next order of business. Kiké Hernández underwent surgery, and some dude caught up with him at the airport while Kiké was still on the good stuff, whatever that is. Clearly had just had surgery, wasn't 100% himself, and he did actually kind of talk to this guy a little bit. But here was Kiké Hernández talking about just the surgery, or just talking about if he would become an actor one day. But you can get a chance to see how his arm's in a sling.
Kiké Hernández, the Dodgers. Kiké Hernández. Hey, what's up, Kiké? How you doing, man? Hey, I just want to say you're one of the funniest and most personable people. Really enjoyed it. Would you ever get into comedy and do any acting?
I don't know yet.
If it was offered?
I don't know.
Do you have?
I'm under the influence right now.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling all right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, best of recovering to you. He's under the influence of surgery. Kiké Hernández. Take care.
There's Kiké Hernández saying he's under the influence. Now, Kiké did confirm that he did have the surgery, and it was originally a little bit of a confusion from Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic had reported that it was a broken bone, that he had said on Instagram they had a broken bone, and then Kiké responded to him on Twitter saying it wasn't a broken bone, saying, where did I say that? And he cleared it up. I mean, Fabian's an incredible reporter for sure, and there's no doubt about that. But according to him, he suffered the injury back in May. He played through it. It was a game against the Guardians. You can see this clip right here that Heron just lands on that elbow. It's a funky play right there. And then he's high-fiving his teammates in the dugout. And here's the play. I mean, you see Kiké, He slides underneath it. Herron lands on him. He scores. He's high-fiving his teammates, and then he ends up playing after that. And unfortunately, what happened was the elbow tendon detached from the bone. And the update is that it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time, and he ended up getting that surgery. He announced in the surgery post on Instagram that he will not be participating in the World Baseball Classic for Puerto Rico. That's going to take place during spring of 2026. There's no clear-cut timeline for when he could be available. And he's a free agent, and he's signed lots of one-year deals with his Dodgers team, 4 to be exact. He's obviously a great fit in the clubhouse. The leadership is there. The production is tough to evaluate because he wasn't having a great year. He was having some power numbers up early on the season. He ends up hitting 203, a 255 on base, a 366 slug. And, I mean, look, there's no doubt about it. The elbow issue definitely was a major contributor. The biggest reason why his numbers were really, really even below what we've seen him post even in his worst times throughout his career. He hit 169 with a 29.5% strikeout rate in 129 regular season plate appearances after May, after he suffered that injury. He missed most of July. He missed August. He said that he required 4 injections just to be able to play, and they thought there was a pretty good chance that he was going to have to miss the postseason, and ultimately he ends up playing. He ended up starting every single postseason game for the Dodgers. Strikeout numbers are up. He had 24 strikeouts in 17 games, did hit 250, hit a home run in Game 5 of the World Series. I think his best play, of course, it was certainly that double play there to get Barger off the bag to end Game 6. Him and Miguel Rojas working together on a 7-3 double play. And look, I think even if he has to miss some time, he's someone I would want to have back on this team. And I think if you're the Dodgers, if you're going to give him a contract, it could be the same deal as last year, right? A $6.5 million deal, a 1-year deal. You get him back at some point. You slow play it. And if you're the Dodgers, I think what this injury could mean is that if there was another team that was considering poaching Kiké Hernández just for the sake of, hey, we're not going to focus on the regular season numbers. Even the postseason numbers were down this year as well. But we're going to sign him because of what he has the potential to be, as far as a guy that can change things for us in the postseason, because we know he brings that special sauce, that extra electricity, the ability to execute, make plays in high-pressure situations, and then also what he can do to your clubhouse, right? The vibes. The Banana Man brings that at a 10 out of 10 level. So if you're a team that was considering, hey, maybe if we just maybe give him a 2-year deal, maybe give him a 1-year deal with a player option, let's just give him a dollar amount that will make it really hard for the Dodgers to try to match that, and we're doing it just to keep him off the Dodgers. If I was any other team, I would do whatever I could to get Kiké off the Dodgers, because last time I checked, 2020, 2024, and 2025, Kiké Hernández had a major role in all of those World Series titles. It was a major contributor in all those one way or the other. There's a lot of stuff that he does for his teammates behind the scenes that I think impact winning in a big way as well. But I think what this injury does is it might scare teams away that were even, maybe if they were considering that for a little bit, would not consider it anymore. Other thing, too, I wonder is Brendan Donovan, right? There's been a lot of trade rumors. Jonathan Gould, St. Louis Dispatch, reporting that the Dodgers have been interested in trading for him. And Donovan's a guy that you could platoon with Ryan Ward, the Dodgers Pacific Coast Player of the Year, that Brandon Gomes, the Dodgers general manager, has hinted that it might get his first real big league opportunity this year. He's a natural platoon guy with him. But what does this mean for Brendan Donovan to Kiké Hernández, where they want to bring him back? And there's also reporting that there's mutual interest in bringing Kiké back. So I almost feel like it's a no-brainer. I've heard Andrew Friedman say, Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman say multiple times that there's always a space for Kiké Hernández. The door is always open for Kiké Hernández. And I know some people say this could be an opportunity to move off of him because you've already won back-to-back titles. You need to get younger. I go back to what Dodgers World Series hero Miguel Rojas told me on this very show when I had him on a couple weeks ago. And he told me that the Dodgers, they deserve a chance to three-peat with this group, with this core. And Kiké Hernández, he's that guy, right? He's the number one reason why you'd want him back is because he's a part of the magic of this team, the fabric of this team. And just imagine this scenario. It's 2026 and the Dodgers need a spark and you're like, oh my goodness, this gives. Do you guys use that phrasing? Oh, it gives this, it gives that. It's kind of the cool kids way of saying things, I guess, these days. But what if we're saying, 2026, it's giving 2022 Dodgers. It's giving 2023 Dodgers. It's giving 2021 Dodgers. Teams that had varying degrees of success in the regular season. I mean, the best regular season we've ever seen from the Dodgers, 111 wins in 2022, but not having that spark in the postseason. There was a lot of talk. Oh, look at the Padres dugout. Look at the Dodgers dugout. Not a lot of excitement. Not a lot of big vibes. And then if you see guys struggling in key situations, you're going to be like, man, Kiké would have got a hit there. So I just don't want to live in a world where I have regret and either he's not on your team to help you win a World Series, or he's on another team that's helping them win a World Series, thus not helping you win the World Series and helping you making it to where your chance of losing the World Series are bigger. Like, there's something about Kiké. Keektober is certainly a thing, and like I said, 3 titles. He's the dynasty link, and also he'd be the last guy from that 2017 World Series team too. So that right now, no members of that 2017 Dodgers team are on that group, and Kiké could be that last guy. So I think that they should re-sign Kiké Hernández. It was not going to cost you a ton. You can do it on another 1-year deal. And the thing, too, is you can still sign Kiké, and either he's on the IL for an extended period of time. He has a reduced role for a while. And look at last year. Michael Conforto played most of the year, and then Kiké, he stepped up and started throughout October in left field, and he was a big reason why they won this World Series. So the point is you're not, yes, I mean, you can develop younger guys and Alex Freeland and does DePaula get a shot late in next year, which is a possibility. Yeah, all those are factors, but here's the thing too. And I'm not saying they would do this. But I don't think they will, and I don't think they should, barring an extreme thing. But I mean, Chris Taylor, Austin Barnes, they moved off of those guys last year. And if I told you that this time last year, you would say, no, they're letting Chris Taylor get his service time. Everyone said that, right? The service time thing. The truth is, the Dodgers aren't afraid to make difficult decisions. And if they feel like they needed to make one with Kiké, they would make it. Well, I think ultimately they'll sign him, and hopefully he'll be a better player because he'll be healthy again and he won't get injured. So I'm all in on Kiké Hernández. I want them to re-sign him, and I don't think now is the time to move on. Next year, ask me then. But I still think this year there's a very last dance vibe about the 2026 Dodgers. Of course, you got Shohei for another 8 seasons, and Freddie and Mookie are locked up for a while. But it's more about those guys in their primes. And last year, Max Muncy, last year of Rojas, last year of Kiké, if they bring those 2 guys back. So I do think that from a position player core standpoint, it's about how many years left do these guys have in their primes and those secondary guys as well. So I want to see Kiké back next season, 1 year, $7 million deal. Mr. Keektober, make it happen. Okay, next thing I want to talk about. A little injury update from Brandon Gomes on River Ryan and Gavin Stone, who are returning next season. Brandon Gomes said that they are expected to have a, quote, normal buildup, and, quote, we expect them to have a pretty normal year, whatever a normal year is coming off of surgery. So right now, not a lot of space in that starting rotation and roster for them. But I will say it's definitely worth talking about because River Ryan was really good in his flashes. He went 4 appearances. He went 4 2/3 innings, average 4 2/3 innings in his starts. Gave up 2 or fewer runs in all of those starts. So the strikeout stuff was there. The big stuff, I think, is there too. He's athletic, a lot of confidence. I'm excited to see what River Ryan could possibly do. And Gavin Stone, I mean, he was really the Dodgers' breakout pitcher in 2024. A 3.53 ERA in 140 1/3 innings. He'll be the answer to a trivia question that some might forget, and that is that he threw the most innings for the Dodgers in the regular season before undergoing his injury. So shoulder injuries can be tricky, but both those guys, I think, are going to be relevant because, yes, in a perfect world, you just say, okay, it'll be a 6-man rotation with Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow and Roki Sasaki, and then where you're going to mix Emmett Sheehan in, and maybe we'll get some contributions from other guys like River Ryan and Gavin Stone. Who knows, Landon Knack and Bobby Miller if they're still in the organization. Jackson Veras at some point, right? In theory, that's the perfect world. The reality, though, is that Blake Snell missed extended time last year. Tyler Glasnow missed extended time last year. Shohei Ohtani is coming off a second Tommy John surgery. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is coming off a very, very rigorous season that saw him pitch over 170 innings and go on no days rest in games 6 and 7 in the World Series. 17 2/3 innings alone. 17 2/3 innings alone in the World Series. So a lot. And Roki Sasaki hasn't proven himself as a starter. So a lot of questions, I think, about the durability of the rotation. 2, on top of that, I think the Dodgers' strategy now is anytime the check engine light is on, you are going to take it to the shop. You are not going to be driving that thing with the check engine light on. And the reason for that is because you understand that in 2024, yes, the bullpen stepped up, but also cost them, right? Evan Phillips went down. Blake Trinan wasn't the same. Michael Kopech wasn't the same. You had to pay the bill. Yeah, the vacation was fun, man. Woo! On vacation, sipping Mai Tais and margaritas, and we're partying. But then that bill comes, you're like, hey, man, we got to pay that bill. So the Dodgers paid that bullpen bill in 2025, and they learned from their mistake, and they added a surplus of starting pitching depth in 2025, and they did not push those guys early on the season, and that's what allowed them to be healthy enough to have those guys ready to go in October, which they did. So give them credit, and I think you could see that be the case this year, right? If Snell has an injury, if Glasnow has an injury, Yamamoto, I would just find ways to give him time throughout the year for sure. And guys like River Ryan and Gavin Stone could fill those innings and get opportunities to start. So I think it's really, really important. There's no doubt about it that you just need to have those different tiers. I think that is what you're going to start really seeing with this Dodgers organization is they're always going to have the S-tier guys out of the rotation, but those S-tier guys, the Ohtanis, the Snells, the Glasnows, Yamamotos, those S-tier guys, any sign of any injury that could potentially lead to losing them towards the back end of the season, they are not going to push those guys. And they're going to look for guys to eat innings throughout the year. And I think that's going to be huge. Another quick story. Clayton Kershaw was offered a job in the front office, and he did not take it. I go back to what Kersh said last year, or in his last press conference of the year this year, which was, I'm on the no plan. And I think that is certainly what his mindset's going to be, is I got no plans, man. Don't sign me up for anything. He's got another baby on the way too. So it's cool to see the Dodgers extend that to him. And I would love to see Kersh in the organization in some capacity, even if it's as an ambassador. But I know that he really enjoys being around some of these younger guys. And if he becomes what Sandy Koufax used to be, a guy that comes to spring training and hangs around, shows you a pitch grip here or there, tells you about a nuance here or there, I think that'd be great. I think he's outstanding as a broadcaster. I think he's got the voice, the knowledge. I think that he's got a lot more personality and wit than even he probably realizes that he has. The name cachet is certainly there. If he has the passion for it, I definitely think that, hey, we saw a GOAT do it in the NFL and Tom Brady. Why not see a GOAT do it with Clayton Kershaw? Even if it's just for select nights, I think it'd be cool to have Clayton Kershaw in there. How about this? You can almost do something different. I don't know if you remember years back when he had Tony Saragusa on the sidelines kind of broadcasting down there. If Kersh doesn't want to be in the booth and wear the suit, which he probably doesn't, have him in the dugout, man. Have him broadcast games from the dugout. I think that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty innovative. I think that'd be pretty awesome. One more. Matt Kemp is on the Hall of Fame ballot. And I think that's cool. That's a cool honor. He was drafted by the Dodgers in 2003. He played 10 of his 15 seasons with LA. All 3 of the All-Star teams he made were with the Dodgers. I love when he came back in 2018 and it felt like his career was done and he made another All-Star team, hit a home run in the World Series against the Red Sox. He won both of his Gold Gloves, won both of his Silver Sluggers with the Dodgers, 2009 and 2011. And look, he's an MVP. He'll always be an MVP in my book because 2011, my man was robbed. Hit 324 with a 399 on base, 586 slug, had a 168 weighted runs created plus. He led the National League in home runs, RBIs, runs scored, total bases. He had 40 stolen bases and was just 1 home run away from a 40-40 season. Would have been the first Dodger in franchise history to accomplish that. We also know that the Dodgers had played in one less game there, and that was always something. That was always something that was a factor as well. Of course, there's no guarantees you're going to hit a home run in a game, but I mean that definitely kind of hurts a little bit. It definitely hurts a little bit that he didn't win that. The Dodgers played 161 games in 2011. Their final scheduled game against the Washington Nationals was canceled due to a rainout, and they never made that game up. Only 2 teams, the Dodgers and the team that they were supposed to play, the Nationals, did not play their full schedule that year. So I'll take it to my grave. I'll die on that hill. Matt Kemp would have hit a home run in one of those games, that game against the Nationals. And also, too, there's the subplot of the fact that he was cheated. Let's be honest. Even without the cheating, Matt Kemp should have won. But Ryan Braun was a filthy, dirty cheater. He was a cheater. And he was ultimately suspended 65 games for juicing. He violated the league's joint drug prevention and treatment policy. And he's also on the Hall of Fame ballot this year. So, hey, that still hurts me. I wanted Kemp to win that MVP. I got a chance to talk to Matt Kemp when the Dodgers did a really cool thing by signing him so he could retire as a Dodger. And on that day, Kemp said, "I'm grateful to be able to put this jersey on. This jersey is special. It's a different energy here. It's just something that you can't really explain." So, is he going to make the Hall of Fame? No, he will not. 0 chance he's going to be in Cooperstown, and he probably won't even get 5% of the vote to make it to the ballot a second time. But just talking to these guys, I mean, being on the Hall of Fame ballot is something really cool in and of itself. Even if it's just one time, you got 27 players. I think Chase Utley deserves a shot. Chase Utley is a Hall of Famer. I think Manny Ramirez is a Hall of Famer. Former Dodgers Andrew Jones, wow. Bobby Abreu and Jimmy Rollins are also on that list as well. So Matt Kemp forever. Always love me some Matt Kemp. And yeah, that is something that just burns me to this day. The fact that he did not win the MVP there. All right, guys, we are running out of time, so let's get to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
Hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
All right, so today for the walk-off, you can see here, it's Freddie Freeman doing the worm again, this time at Gavin Lux's wedding. My man got pressured into doing the worm again. I mean, what's next? Are his teammates going to pressure him to start doing the worm around the bases after he hits a home run? I mean, I feel a little cheated here. I feel a little robbed here. I almost think that now looking back, we should have seen Freddie Freeman do the worm after he hit the grand slam in Game 1 of the World Series last year. We should have seen Freddie Freeman do the worm after hitting the walk-off after Game 3 and beating the Blue Jays, hitting the walk-off against the Jays. I mean, my man is going to have to be doing the worm at every single function for the rest of his life. And, dude, I love how he falls into it like that. He kind of makes it look easy for a 6'5" dude. I mean, hey, I'm just totally here for Freddie Freeman doing the worm. I mean, of all the guys, think about it. If you could like rank the guys, if I asked you to guess which Dodger does a great version of the worm, Freddie Freeman would probably be the last guy that you would put on that list. And hey, my man can rock it out with the worm, and you love to see it. But that's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you want to support every single episode, drop a like, drop a comment. Also, if you want to do me the biggest favor, if you really support me, the show, and most importantly, you want to talk more Dodger baseball, some little off-topic stuff, some of the more like X-rated topics, I don't know, like a little controversial stuff you'll see over there as well, but live breakdowns with highlights and a lot of stuff you'll see over there as well. Go to the LA Sports Report on YouTube. You can find it in the info here, and if you want to win a Clayton Kershaw bobblehead, go over there and comment laser, and you'll have a chance to win. We're announcing our winner later this week. But that's going to do it for this episode. See you guys tomorrow. Remember, we got the newest Dodger on the show tomorrow, so don't be late for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions you want me to ask him, let me know down below. Some fun rapid-fire stuff. We're going to get to know him. We'll ask him all kinds of crazy stuff tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Have a great rest of your day. My name is Doug McKain. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.